Hi guys, just coming at you with another video. I'm just going to be doing a wet set routine along with what I do for my face care and makeup in the morning. So I've got a lot of questions about that at work. I use foam rollers. I have started adventuring into pin curling, but I can't be bothered with it sometimes, most of the time, because it's just so time consuming that I just can't be bothered with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my foam rollers. What I've done, because it's currently 8:30 at night, I really struggle to sleep in foam rollers. So what I've actually done is I've taken some scrap fabric from my cabbage patch in my fabric cupboard, and I have made really thin strips and threaded them through my rollers like that. Then I can just tie it at the top. So it's sort of like combining bag curls with foam rollers essentially. But because my hair's quite short now, what I'm going to do is the bottom layer I'm going to pin curl it anyway, because my hair normally works out quite well at the bottom for pin curling, but not quite so much at the top. But I'll also put foam rollers in my fringe as well. So with that, I'm going to crack on with it. I'm going to take this off because now I'm warm again. So what I normally do is I've got 10 of these yellow ones all ready to go. So what I normally do is I will part my hair at the top. So I'll part my hair into 5 layers basically. So then I'll do 5 yellow ones at the top. So 1 at the back, 2 at the side, and then the same again the layer under. So 2 at the back, 1 at the side. 1 at the back, 2 at the side, and then I've got these little blue ones that are slightly smaller, not much difference between them. That was an exercise down from the yellow ones. So then I have 12 of these ones, so I do then 6 and 6, and then I normally do the really little tiny ones for the bottom of my hair and my fringe, but I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with my fringe just yet. I might just pin curl my fringe anyway, and then just the underlayer I'm going to pin curl, because I'm not able to thread the fabric through the really little ones. So yeah, so those are what I use to curl my hair, so I'm going to grab those out. So I'm going to try something different in terms of how I'm doing it. So I'm still going to separate my hair like normal, still going to use the setting lotion like normal, but instead of just using the setting lotion, I've got a little glass of water, not to hydrate but to put in my hair, because the styling cream I've got is for damp hair, but my hair doesn't like to dry overnight, so I can have a shower at like 5 o'clock in the evening and it'll be 8 o'clock in the morning and it'll still be damp, so I don't style on damp hair. But what I am going to do is wet it slightly, just so then it doesn't go crispy when I do the lotion. So I'm going to go ahead and section out my hair. I should probably brush it first. Okay, so I'll show you how I put them up, and then I will then go through my nighttime routine with my face care, and then we shall sleep and see you all in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and separate my hair like I mentioned I would. So I'm just parting, just a really thin, well, that's thinner than that. Just like a nice small section like that. Now, I don't usually bother too much about parting when I'm doing my curls. because my hair naturally falls in a middle part anyway. But what I will do is I will slightly part my fringe, like something shining on my curtain though. So yeah, so 5 sections. So 5 sections. I do try to stick them in little buns, but sometimes it just doesn't want to do that. It's fine. So when it comes to actually curling the hair, what I do is I work from the top to the bottom because it's just easier for me. By all means you can work from the bottom to the top, but it's your funeral. I recently made a playlist that has sort of medieval Victorian themed music videos because I'm cool like that. I promise I'm cool. Yes, I hope I'm cool. So I'll take this section out. So I'll get that little part again. So you can see how thin it is. So I'm going to go ahead and section those off. Yeah. So what I'm going to do in that case, I'm just going to wet my fingers and run that through my hair, so then it like dampens my hair. If you've got a spray bottle, use a spray bottle, but I don't have a spray bottle. I mean I do, but it's like a litre spray bottle, so I'm just going to wait for, instead of going out and buying one, I'm just going to wait for one to become available and empty. And you'll have to excuse the unevenness of my hair colour at the moment. I've just dyed it, but my roots were about 2 inches and I have naturally very, very dark brown hair, and then the rest of it was sort of a blonde colour. So I'm just going to get a really small amount of lotion and just run that through my hair. Make sure to run it all the way down to the end. It's okay to get a little bit more if you do need to, because I always need a little bit extra, and then I end up using too much and then my hair goes crusty and it feels horrible. Okay, so now I'm going to get my roller. What I'm going to do, just for a little bit of volume, I'm going to start here and roll in. I'm going to tuck in my ends so then I don't have any ends poking out. And I'm going to roll it down so the curl is heading towards my head instead of away from my head. And then I'm just going to tie it at the top. I'm just going to tie it into a nice little bow, if my hair will let me. And because I'm using cabbage fabric, it's fraying everywhere already. So nice little neat little bow like that. anyway with the first one to make sure that all the little buttons are tucked in. And then just keep rolling, 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 keep rolling, rolling, rolling. And then same again, just tie it into a neat little bow. And don't worry too much about them looking neat, because it is going to not be neat, but it's also then going to be covered anyway for when you sleep. So I'm going to go and finish the rest of these sections and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've got the top layers done. This is how it's looking so far. It doesn't really matter if the back ones are slightly lower, because if you look at sort of 1940s hairstyles, it's sort of set a little bit lower at the back and comes up anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to continue, but I'm going to move on to my little blue one. Yeah, same again, the blue one. Make sure all the ends are tucked in. And then it's really important that all your rollers are going the same way. That doesn't seem to have to go together. Yeah, I have really nasty ends that don't want to stay put. It'll be a miracle if this one dries. It's going to be interesting to see how these are going to be to sleep on compared to when they've got the bits of plastic in. So this is what it's normally got in the middle of it. So you've got this near solid plastic. I mean, these bits bend, but this bit's pretty rigid, so it just makes it a bit more difficult. This stuff smells amazing as well. Does this lotion? It smells like oranges. Which, you know, is nice seeing those. I did get another setting lotion. Right here, it's literally just liquid. And it's setting lotion, normal hold with pro vitamin B5, quick drying and long lasting. But it smells like pure ethanol. And unlike this one, it has an actual warning label on the back for it being flammable. So yeah, that wasn't very nice. It smelled horrible, it felt horrible, it made my hair really, really crusty, and it made my hands really sticky as well. It was horrible. Alright, I'm going to finish up these next two layers and then we'll get to the pin curls. Okay, so I've now done all the blue ones. This is how it's looking currently. Probably very messy, but I can't see on the back of my head, so it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do now is I've let down the bottom layer. I'm going to tackle that in just a moment, but I'm going to do my fringe first, just to get that out and over and done with. So what I'm going to do is, with the foam rollers, I can sleep with them in my fringe. That doesn't really bother me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pin this out of the way just for a second. The sort of angle that I want to So it's sort of at an angle coming from the middle. And I'm going to work these two sections separately. So I might need an extra roller first. So, same as what I have been doing, but on a much smaller scale. Literally just a few cents down. Like literally just that much. But it's such a tiny little section. What I'm going to do, instead of curling it away from my face, like towards my face like I have been, I'm going to curl it up away from my face. And then just sort of at an angle. So it's just sort of lying on the side there. Right, so now all my rollers are done, I'm going to go ahead and pin curl just these bottom little bits. So for these you're going to need a heck ton of bobby pins, which I just have conveniently laying around, all attached to one bobby pin, because it's just easier that way. Why would you want to stress yourself out trying to find your bobby pins when you can just pin them all together and stress yourself out having to find all of your bobby pins all it's attached to one? Psychology with me. It's not even psychology, that's philosophy. So with pin curls you're going to want a much smaller section, which is why I'm not bothering with the rollers for these. Because, well, you can see how short my hair is here, and I'd need to use these little rollers. Now, the key to pin curls is to get those ends tucked in. I've only ever done like 3 pin curl sets in my life, so I'm terrible at it, so I'm probably not the best person to come to for advice on doing pin curls because I'm terrible at them. But no one's really going to see the bottom of my hair anyway. I'm just going to roll these up and then sort of lay it flat against my head and then I just sort of, oh, you can't see anyway because my hair's too dark. Hello, it's me. I'm editing again. So basically here I was meant to be explaining what I was going to do, but I ended up with a copyright claim before my video even got published, so I've had to remove that little segment. So basically what I'd done was just showing how I put my hairnet on before I go to sleep, and just explaining that I was going to go sleep in the rollers and showing them all when they were done. So just here to update you on that, so then we can not get demonetized before I've even started to get ad revenue. So yeah. So normally you can either use what my fiance calls a bag, which is just a little sleep cut that goes all the way over like that. This one's 100% silk, but I do find that sometimes they don't like to dry in them. Or you can use a hairscarf, which I've got here, all nice and tied up. So I've got this lovely blue polka dot one, and it's massive. So it'd be a case of just doing it sort of like that. But again, I struggle to sleep in those, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this on for now, and then take it off when I do decide to go to bed. But I'm just going to let this sit overnight and then take it out in the morning. I'll probably end up taking it about, so it's 5 to 10. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably get up about 8 o'clock, sort stuff out around the house, and then I'll probably take them out maybe about midday, just because I did use the water as well, just so then it gives it that extra time to dry. But for now, I'm going to go and wash my face and brush my teeth, so I will see you in my bathroom. Okay, so it is now coming up for 12:30 in the afternoon. I've had to blow dry some of these because they're still a little damp, or were still a little damp. So I'm going to go ahead and take them out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up to the top, so it's in reverse to how I did yesterday. So I'm going to start with taking the pink curls out. Go ahead and get them brushed. Hey, it's editing me here. So I just said that you'll see that I'll meet you in my bathroom. However, I didn't realise how long it takes for me to just ignore the cling film on my head. I'm dyeing my hair. I didn't notice how long it takes for me to actually curl my hair, and just for the first part of this video I had about an hour of footage, so I'm gonna do my wash and makeup routine in a separate video which I will upload after this one. So for now, just enjoy the brush out. Okay, well, so I'm gonna start untying these. Some of my hands weren't fully tucked in, and it's beginning to show what's on here. That's what we've got here now. So what I'm going to do once I've taken these out is I'm going to leave my pink ones in for a little bit, just while I brush out the rest, and then I will style my fringe separately. So I will come back to you when I've got all of these out. Okay, so I've just dried the ends a little bit more, so this is what I've got at the moment. There's a little flat, that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab my paddle brush and I'm just going to start forming the waves together. So you're just gonna brush through all the curls. Brush all that product out. So I'm just smoothing down the top before I move on to actually forming the waves. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So what I tend to do is I'm just going to brush in small sections down and over my thumb. To tame them. With the brush out, it's really important to remember to let the hair just, if the hair doesn't want to do what you want it to do, don't force it, because otherwise you'll just end up with a frizzy mess, and that's not what we want. So you can see here it's just nicely curling around my thumb. At the back, I just sort of try to brush it all together and then getting over my thumb. And don't worry about overbrushing it, providing it's all set properly, it won't come out. When it comes to rolling, when I first started doing it, this bit always scared me, because I was really scared that I was just going to brush the curls out, because in the past my hair has never held a curl very well, but I've always only used heat colours, so like a curling wand. So that's never really held properly, whereas this holds in my hair really, really well. I can normally set it and then it'll last like 4, maybe 5 days, depending on when I do it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pin this up out of the way, and then now I will, if it lets me, unclip these, and then I'll start filling it up. We should have this little number going on, and same again, I'm just gonna break these apart. So you should have this going on now. And same again. Just gonna brush and brush. But instead of brushing over my thumb and down, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush up and over my fingers. So it forms a nice neat little roll over my fingers. you should have this little sort of 50s elephant trunk deal going on. And now what I'm gonna do is I normally do this on the first day after the rolls for this very reason, because it is already in that position that I need them to be in, and it's just much easier when you don't really have much coordination like me. So for this, what I'm going to do is, instead of pinning the whole thing to my head, I'm just going to slip the bobby pin through the hole in the roll, so then it still stays standing up like that. And I'm going to do that a couple of times. And then same again on this side. And then there you have it, my 1940s inspired hair and makeup routine. Yeah, so that's it. So that's what I do for my hair and makeup after a wet set. So really hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I aim to upload at least once a week, hopefully every Friday, but do excuse me if I don't. So anyway, guess that's it, and I will see you in the next video. That's what these YouTubers say now, isn't it? Yeah, I will see you later. What the F is that? Oh. And someone shutting up shop. And I'm going to metamorphosize into a unicorn. Oh, she wet. This is a look. And then you also shuffle. Oh, interesting. So you should have